One of the things I love about walking into a bookshop is that they are all so different.
It's like an Aladdin's cave to me of books.
Got little
and stories and ideas.
I think bookshops are a window to our future selves.
Going to a bookshop, it shouldn't be rushed, it should be about exploring.
You're always going to get lucky, but you just don't quite know what you're going to get.
They've got every kind of book, and I just love it.
And bookshops make a massive difference to a community because they bring people together.
If you've got a street with a bookshop, you've got a street with soul.
They become venues, they become meeting places.
Truly is the heartbeat of a community.
There's so many beautiful books. It's not enough time.
You might just have a little browse on that shelf and see something else that tickles your fancy.
Come to a bookshop and just swim in it.
One of my favourite parts about going to a bookshop is speaking to booksellers.
There's people giving you recommendations about why something is worth reading.
I want a book, it's got a green cover and it's sort of about a woman. They somehow know what I want.
They've curated a list for you that you might not have found online.
A lovely place to hang out with amazing book-loving people.
They've reinvented themselves over and over and over again. They're a beacon of hope.
There are two places we find the greatest ideas in the world. Conversation with people and in books.
They are so important.
Choose bookshops because they are cool.
They might choose a voyage to stars and black holes, or to relive their team's most legendary goals, to learn how to draw, to grow, to bake, or scare themselves silly and stay wide awake. From the depths of love to the depths of the ocean, give a gift beyond words. Give a National Book Token.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I'm Carrie Morris, and I'm the co-owner of Booker Bookshop in Oswestry and Bridgnorth in beautiful Shropshire. And I'm also a director of the Booksellers Association, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be here with all of you this evening. Firstly, I want to thank Gracie Buckle, our British Sign Language interpreter, for joining me on stage tonight. Thank you very much to the team at Foyles for hosting us in their beautiful bookshop this evening. Thanks also to the headline sponsor of Books Are My Bag Readers Award, National Book Tokens, and to all our sponsors, Hachette UK, Penguin Random House UK, HarperCollins Publishers, Pan Macmillan, Simon & Schuster, DK, Bloomsbury, Usborne, Scholastic, Faber & Faber, Bonnier Books UK, Chicken House, Profile Books, Walker Books, Ingram Content Group, and David Fickling for making this evening possible. Before I hand over to our host for this evening, I want to say a few words on behalf of booksellers across the UK and Ireland. A recent survey by the Booksellers Association found that booksellers are readers' top choice when it comes to knowledgeable sources of book recommendations. According to the survey, 71% of Brits think a bookseller at a physical bookshop is knowledgeable when it comes to making book recommendations. Booksellers score higher than any other source of book recommendations, surpassing family, friends, book clubs, online reviews, social media influencers, and AI recommendations. I think we all knew that, but it's really great to have the data. The results confirm that real-life booksellers and physical bookshops both offer service and experience. For 58% of Brits, a visit to a physical bookshop enhances their book discovery experience more than online. And 61% find the atmosphere in physical bookshops inspiring to discover new books. A similar percentage, 62%, I'll be testing you on these later, agree that physical bookshops offer a sense of community that online retailers cannot replicate. So I'm high-fiving that. Bookshops are retail spaces, and they are community hubs and cultural venues. By choosing to shop with your local bookshops, you are helping to ensure your neighbourhood remains unique and vibrant. I hope you all have a really great evening. All of the books shortlisted for the evening's awards have been selected by booksellers, lots of them in this room as well. So you can be sure every one of them is an excellent read. And I want to say best of luck to all of the shortlistees. Our host for this evening is award-winning journalist and broadcaster Charlene White. Charlene uses her platform to educate children about race and racism, mentor aspiring journalists, and work alongside various organisations to achieve better representation for women and minorities in the industry. In her debut book, No Place Like Home, Charlene shares her own story and understanding of home as a Jamaican Londoner, as well as those of 8 other individuals she has interviewed about their perspectives and experiences. No Place Like Home is an exploration of family, food, and finding your place, as well as the moments in history that have changed the way we feel about the simplest of terms, home. So please help me welcome Charlene White.
That was quite a mouthful of an introduction, wasn't it, Carrie? Thanks so much for that. And it's so wonderful to see so many of you here tonight so we can celebrate the wonderful authors that are all on this shortlist. It's very, very exciting. So as Carrie said, I am your host for tonight for Books on My Bag Awards 2024. So it's great to have so many people from the book industry here. And the readers who are joining us online, hello to all the readers. Why don't you turn around to that camera, everyone, say hi. Hi. To all the readers that are watching us from home. They're joining us via our live stream, obviously. We're thrilled to be back at Foyles Charing Cross Road, which has been the home of the awards since they launched way back in 2016. Now, Books Are My Bag is a year-round campaign to celebrate bookshops right across the UK and in Ireland. It was established in 2013 by the Booksellers Association, of course, working closely with its members, both independent and chain bookshops, publishers, writers, illustrators, and many other partners within the book industry and beyond. Books on My Bag exists to make connections between bookshops and people who value them, to champion the work booksellers do within their communities, and to remind people of the joy and of the benefits of doing their book shopping with their local bookshop. Books on My Bag comprises a range of calendar moments and book recommendations throughout the year, including the Readers' Awards. The Books on My Bag Readers' Awards are the only book awards with shortlists curated by booksellers and winners chosen by readers like you. Now, booksellers across the UK nominated their favourite books from last year. A panel made up of booksellers from Blackwell's, Foyles, Stanfords, the Stripey Badger, Sevenoaks Bookshop, WHSmith and Waterstones, then curated the shortlist from those nominations. Now, throughout the last few weeks, readers have been voting to decide the winners of our 7 categories. So tonight, I'll be inviting booksellers from both independent and high street bookshops to join me on stage to reveal the winners, some of whom are in the room tonight, which is very exciting. So without further ado, let's take a look at the short lists and find out who the winners are. It's the very exciting moment. So award number 1, first up, we have the fiction category. Takers all over the world and to assorted periods throughout history, as well as the present day. So the titles shortlisted for the fiction category are Clear by Caris Davis. There you go, well, yes, cheer. Martyr by Kaveh Akbar. Glorious Exploits by Ferdia Lennon. And You Are Here by David Nichols. So, to present the award, please welcome to the stage Chris Walthorne from Foyles. Come on, Chris.
Okay, let's cut straight to the chase. The winner of the Fiction Award is You Are Here by David Nichols.
There are lots of awards, so I'll be very quick. I did want to pay tribute to the other books on the shortlist. I spent the last week reading them, and they're extraordinary. Ferdia's book is so poignant and funny. Carve's book is so powerful and rich, and with this terrific humour. And I've loved Caris's writing for years, and it's a really wonderful, wonderful novel. I'd like to acknowledge the collaborative nature of writing fiction, and thank Fede, my editor, Johnny, my first reader, everyone at Scepter, who they've all been so brilliantly supportive. When I was a kid, almost the best thing you could give me as a gift was a book token. So that tells you everything you need to know about me as a kid. But I'd like to thank the National Book Tokens for sponsoring this. And I was also for a long time a bookseller. I loved that job. I loved being surrounded by people who were passionate and knowledgeable about books. So I'd like to thank all of the booksellers. The reason why this is such a wonderful set of shortlists, I think, is because of that passion and knowledge and insight. And also finally to thank the readers and everyone who took the time to vote. So thank you. This is a wonderful thing to receive. I'm very grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, no, well done. And if you go that way. There we are. Oh, well, I tell you what, that was a great way to kick off because we've had a speech. And I know that not all the writers want to give speeches. You're under no pressure whatsoever. I know, but you see, the problem is that was a really good speech. So there's a lot of pressure to live up to that, but you do you. All the other winners, there is no pressure, I absolutely promise you. Now, on to our second award of the evening. Between them, these shortlists take a look at geography and travel, politics and brotherhood. Our non-fiction shortlisted titles are Abroad in Japan by Chris Broad, A Flat Place by Noreen Masood, Brother Do You Love Me by Manny Coe and Ruben Coe, and Politics on the Edge by Rory Stewart. I'm really delighted to introduce Vivien Godfrey from Stanfords to present this next award. Up you come. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm just delighted to be here. This is a fabulous evening. We're here to celebrate some absolutely marvellous books. And Stanfords has been selling books about travel and maps since 1853. So it's just been our great pleasure to see a shortlist of this calibre. And without further ado, I'm going to open the envelope and let everyone know that one of my favourites from this list has won the prize for non-fiction, Abroad in Japan by Chris Broad.
Woo!
So, unfortunately, Chris can't be here, but where do you think he is?
Abroad!
He's abroad in Japan. So we're going to see a short video message from Chris.
Hi there, it's Chris Broad here, the writer of Abroad in Japan, 10 years living in the land of the rising sun. Sorry I couldn't be there to join today in person. I'm standing rather awkwardly in a room here in Tokyo. When I heard the Abroad in Japan book had been nominated by booksellers for the Books Are My Bag Readers Award, I won't lie, I was shocked. Unsurprisingly, pretty happy, but shocked. Because while I'm immensely proud of the book and the stories I got to tell and the people I got to introduce, I kind of felt like, is what I've written important? Does it actually matter? Especially in the context of other amazing non-fiction books that came out this year. And knowing that the Abroad in Japan book was shortlisted by booksellers themselves, people who spend their days literally amidst a pile of fantastic books, it really genuinely does mean a lot. You know, that vote of confidence really does mean everything to me. Last year, when the book was released, I was extremely lucky to travel around the country from London to Leeds and Nottingham to Canterbury. And I spent a lot of time chatting with booksellers. And I found a real kind of infectious enthusiasm talking to booksellers throughout British bookshops, from the smaller independent stores to big boys and big players like Waterstones. The Abroad in Japan book was immensely fun to write, with stories that I'd been sitting on for the best part of a decade. And for me, it's a beautiful thing, knowing that a remote, obscure town in North Japan, the town of Sakata, which I called home, very luckily, for 3 years. It's amazing knowing that thousands of people around the world now know that town exists. Is it an important book? Perhaps, perhaps not. When I left university, like a lot of people, I hadn't a bloody clue what I wanted to do or what I was doing with my life. And moving to Japan kind of helped me make sense of things, see the world from a fresh perspective, get out of my comfort zone. I wrote the book for 2 reasons. Number one, to try and encourage people to visit Japan for themselves. And number two, more importantly, hopefully get younger readers considering the path of trying to live and travel overseas and see the world from a fresh perspective, get outside their comfort zone. And hopefully it'll do them a world of good, because I know it certainly did for me coming here to Japan. From the bottom of my heart, a huge thanks to the booksellers that shortlisted the book, to the readers who voted for it, and to Penguin and Transwell Publishers for all the hard work in producing the book and convincing me to actually sit down and write it in the first place. I look forward to coming back to the UK very soon to celebrate the award with a pint of cider. Cider's quite rare in Japan. One of the downsides to being here. But thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.
Oh, bless him. Thank you. Okay, the poetry category is up next. As is often the case with the shortlists in this category, they have in common the themes of love and acceptance. So the shortlisted poetry titles are Poems by Len Penny. There we go. Lobster and Other Things I'm Learning to Love by Holly McNish. He, She, They, Us by Charlie Castelletti. And Adam by Boyega Odubanjo. So to present this award, please welcome to the stage Mariasanta Tedesco from Blackwell's.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be here and especially honored to announce the poetry winner for this year Readers' Awards. I was reading a poem the other day by Katy Farris, American poet, and she says, write love poem in a burning world, to train myself in the midst of a burning world, to offer poems of love to a burning world. I feel that today poetry is very much needed, probably more than ever. It comes from a place from the art and it acts upon the art. So thank you so much. You are doing an important job, and thank you for providing those glimpses of light into this burning world. So without further ado, so the winner is Lobster and Other Things I'm Learning to Love by Holly McNish.
Thank you so much. The last 2 people made really good speeches, and I do not have one planned. But I just want to say thank you so much. But thanks to the team at Fleet for believing in all the quite vulgar things that I've been told that I talk about in my poetry books, especially the editor Rihanna and my agent Becky. It's just lovely to be nominated for this award. I absolutely love bookshops, and the fact that booksellers in all these beautiful, all the little bookshops around the UK and abroad that I travel to when I'm gigging and love going into and love spending time in, the fact that you lot have nominated this book is great. It's a book that I wasn't sure whether half of it should be shared. It's about things that I find disgusting, like lobsters, trying not to, but do, about things that I have been made to feel ashamed of or embarrassed about. There's quite a lot of content in there, poems especially, that I've had family sort of suggest, really, do you really need to share this with people, Holly? And I'm really glad I have. And yeah, just thanks so much. It's really lovely. Have a nice night. Bye.
Congratulations. They're going to take you around that way to do pictures. If you go down the stairs here and then go around, there we are. on to our categories for younger readers next. The protagonists in these titles are all living very different lives, but it's safe to say that all 4 of these books are guaranteed page-turners. So, the titles shortlisted in the young adult fiction category are Northern Soul by Phil Earle, Some Like It Cold by Elle McNichol, The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson, and A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faisal. So here to present the award is Lucy Jakes from Waterstones.
And the winner is The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson.
I was right at the back. I didn't think this was going to happen. I've not prepared anything. I don't know what to say. I've already glitched. Thank you to my publishers for always believing in me and for letting me just go away and write a book and not tell them anything about it. And then I present them something incredibly violent and they're always very supportive. Thank you to my agent Sam, because he would definitely be rude to me if I did not thank him. Best literary agent ever. But most importantly, thank you to the booksellers who do revolutionary work, I consider it, and to the readers for voting for Rachel Price. And it's such an honour to be recognised upon such a strong shortlist of other titles, and feels like I should say something poignant like YA books are the most important books on planet Earth. You all know this. They're revolutionary, and it kind of feels like we're going to need some of that soon, because Katniss Everdeen would not stand for these... Am I allowed to swear? No, probably not. Shenanigans. She would not stand for these shenanigans. So I pledge to keep writing books with strong women and girls, because they are people too. And if you're the kind of man that doesn't think women are people too, you're probably not going to survive in my books. I kill them off. So thank you very much.
Well done. Thank you. Congrats. We go that way to take your picture. Next up is children's fiction. These 4 books all see their protagonists embarking on adventures, but their settings, challenges and journeys couldn't be more different. The shortlisted titles are I Am Rebel by Ross Montgomery, The Clockwork Conspiracy by Sam Sedgman, Bee's Bad Day by Tom Percival, and Dim Sum Palace by X-Fang. Okay, if Carrie Morris from Bookshop would like to take her place back on stage, she'll be presenting the award for this category.
I don't know whether anybody's mentioned how heavy these awards are. No expense spared. And the winner is I Am Rebel by Ross Montgomery.
Well done. That is really heavy. That's unbelievable, man. Yeah. Thank you. Books are my bag award, and books are my bag, so this is lovely. Yeah, there are loads of people to thank for this, and I'm going to forget loads of them if I actually start thanking people. So I'm not going to thank anyone, apart from, bear with me, apart from booksellers, just because I'm 11 years into doing this, and I spent the first half of my career writing really weird books, and I think the only reason that I'm still being able to do this is because of booksellers placing books into readers' hands and saying, I think you might really like this. And I do think that's such an important connection. and can't be undervalued. So thank you so much. Thank you, booksellers. Thank you, readers. Cheers very much.
Well done. If you go that way, we'll take your picture. Yeah. All right, on to the Breakthrough Author category. This award could be for a debut author. It might be an author who has switched the genre that they write in, or the audience they write for, or it might be an established author who has suddenly seen a huge leap in sales or recognition. So, the writers shortlisted for Breakthrough Author are Callie-Ann Bradley, Julia Armfield, Aseko Yuzuki, and Jamie Smart. Please welcome James Firth from the Stripey Badger to present the award.
Good evening, everyone. Very happy to be presenting the award to Aseko Yuzuki for Butter. Unfortunately, she can't be here tonight, but the publisher, David Rothai, is here to collect the award.
Hi there. As you can probably guess, I am not Aseko Yuzuki. I'm David Rothai, publisher of Fourth Estate. We have a video from Aseko. Unbelievably, 2 videos from Japan, which has a record. But I think first I just want to thank booksellers on her behalf as well. I think there's no book we've published this year that hasn't benefited more from your support and love, and that means an immense amount to her and to us. And I just also want to comment that I think it's not that long ago that a lot of people in publishing questioned whether British readers and American readers would read books in translation. And to the readers who voted for a book written in Japanese and translated brilliantly by Polly Burton as a breakthrough is such a testament to the fact that that was absolutely wrong. And to all of those publishing and in translation, I really hope this award means a lot to you and that more of us invest in publishing and translation as well. And so on to a video from Aseko. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Aseko Yuzuki. A reader in the UK. I received the books my back reader award. Thank you very much. I'm very happy. I would like to thank all my readers, my translator, Polly Burton, the publisher, Fourth Estate, and National Book Token. Goodbye.
Oh, it's the final award of the evening. Oh, I've loved hanging out with you lot. You're very well behaved. Well, Reader's Choice is our final award of the evening. This category doesn't have a shortlist because we've invited readers to nominate their favourite book that they've read this year. It could be anything from any genre, and it doesn't even have to have been published this year. So, to present the Reader's Award, Elle Moyse from Sevenoaks Bookshop.
Hello, I'm very pleased to be here to present this award for Reader's Choice. This award is extra special because it's completely voted for by readers. There's no interference from booksellers. We have not selected a shortlist for this one, so it's a really special award. And the winner is, if I can open the envelope, Abroad in Japan by Chris Broad. As you know, Chris is in Japan, so we will be having a short video from Chris.
Hey there guys, it's Chris Broad here, writer of the Abroad in Japan book. Sorry again that I couldn't be there in person today. I hate it when people win an award and they don't make the effort to come to the award ceremony to collect it in person. And I'm that person now, and I feel very bad about that. And the only excuse I have is that I'm 6,000 miles away in Japan. Very sorry I couldn't be there, especially as we've won the Reader's Choice Award. Thank you so much again to the incredible booksellers that nominated the book, to the readers that voted for it, to Transworld Publishers, Penguin, to Sharika, who messaged me on Instagram a few years ago and said, you should write a book, and initiated a chain of events that led to where we are today. It has been an extraordinary journey. Writing the Abroad in Japan book, seeing the reception it's had over the last sort of year or so has been quite possibly the highlight of my entire 10-year career doing this. And, you know, as I've gotten older, I have gotten more cynical with the world and the way everything works, particularly as somebody who spends a lot of time doing things on social media. And I do worry about younger generations. These days, most people, in our free time, we sit on our phone and we scroll endlessly through videos, meaningless junk content, the sort of videos that are a few seconds long and you scroll past it and you've forgotten it before you've even scrolled to the end of the video. You've already forgotten what you just watched. A good, well-written book will teach you more than 1,000 one-minute short-form videos ever could. I firmly believe that. And, you know, I'm as guilty as anyone. There's a word in Japanese, actually, for buying books and leaving them unread. The word is tsundoku. I went to the UK a few months ago. Went to a bookshop, and I think I bought like 6 books. Walked out like holding them like this. I stuffed them into my suitcase. I brought them back to Japan, and many of them, unfortunately, have sat on the shelf unread. And I'm as guilty as anyone. I'm not going to sit here and lecture people to read more books. And yet, one of my highlights this year has been sitting down to read a book called The Wager, about mutiny and shipwreck. An incredible book. I sat down, and in between working and everything else, I just got lost in this incredible, riveting story. Just that incredible escapism you get from reading a good book. It cannot be beat. But I hope the UK keeps up its proud tradition of encouraging young people to read. And I remember getting my first National Book Token when I was a kid. It was a nice shiny ticket back in the day, like Willy Wonka kind of ticket. And I remember I got a book called The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, and a really good book. Check it out. That and The Wager. Those are 2 books I recommend, along with Abroad in Japan, of course. But thank you so much, guys, and to everyone who made this possible. I must go now and tidy this filthy, filthy ramen shop. Awful. Absolute state of this shop. Terrible stuff.
Definitely has a future on telly, that one. Right, congratulations to all of the shortlistees and, of course, to all of the winners. If you haven't already read the books we've talked about this evening, do head to your local bookshop to pick up a copy of 1 or 2 or maybe the whole shortlist. Don't forget that we are 6 weeks away from Christmas Eve. 6 weeks, folks. Don't panic. Don't have palpitations. But we are 6 weeks away from Christmas Eve. So if you need some gift inspiration, perhaps one of the shortlisted books is exactly what you are looking for. If you need further advice or recommendations, make sure you talk to your local bookseller. And if you'd like your loved one to choose a book for themselves as a gift this Christmas, then perhaps a National Book Token is the answer. So thanks once again to the beautiful Foyles for hosting us. Thank you once again to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of the booksellers involved for curating such a brilliant shortlist. Thank you to all of you, our guests here at Foyles. Don't forget to pick up a goodie bag before you leave. Can't leave without a goodie bag. There are lots of treats in there, including a National Book Token to spend in your local bookshop. And finally, a huge thank you to everyone who's tuned in and voted for their favourite books. Turn around and wave, say bye-bye. Bye. And I hope that you all had a wonderful evening. Thank you very much.